Now can you guys hear me? There we go. Now can you guys hear me?
We got 3 viewers. I just want to make sure the audio is working before I continue with this.
There we go. Now can you guys
We
hear me?
got 3 viewers. I just want to make sure the audio is working before I continue with this.
There we go. Now can you guys
We
hear me?
got 3 viewers. I just want to make sure the audio is working before I continue with this.
There we go. Now can you guys
We
hear me?
got 3 viewers. I just want to make sure the audio is working before I continue
again,
with
can
this.
you guys hear me? Actually, I can check here in a second. Is it just me? Or am I hearing it double? Oh, never mind. I know I'm hearing double because I'm watching it live in 2 different places. Okay. Yeah. All right. Audio's working. So we got 2 people. So yeah, if anyone was here last time I did this, I had about, what was it, 400 or 500 subscribers. We did a live fixing a phone. So anyway, that phone in question today is iPhone 6 Plus. This is the one I'll be restoring. The only bummer is I didn't get a SIM card tray, but yeah, that's not a big deal. But yeah, so this one is cracked. The battery's shot, not charging too well. So basically put a new screen on it. Now the housing is basically like new. Excuse my dirty fingernails. I was working on my car yesterday and I got oil all over them. But the frame of this phone is actually in really good condition. So I'm not even gonna bother changing this. I'm just gonna do screen, battery, and charge port. So actually, I'm gonna show you the parts here. We're doing here's the new charge port. This is it's a premium charge port. So, I mean, I've never had any issues with those. Some home button rubber gaskets. That's when you take the home button out of this screen, you put it in the new screen, you're supposed to replace the gasket. A lot of people don't, but I'll get into that more. This is a new genuine battery from Apple. I think this is just overstock because it does have some writing on it, or just old stock that people couldn't sell, but it's a genuine part. So then from there we have the screen. This is a refurbished screen. I tried to get a new original screen, but of course my supplier had them, and as soon as I bought the phone, and then as soon as I went to go buy the screen, they were out of them. But this is a refurbished screen, so it's basically an original display with new glass on it. It's not a I mean, it's still a high quality display regardless. So it looks like we're only down to 1 person now. That's fine. I just want to make sure. Yeah, audio is working. Okay. All right. So the tools I'll be using today is some alcohol, and of course standard stuff: opening tool, plastic picks, and a little assortment of screwdriver bits. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. These don't really require anything super special, anyways. So I have to go ahead and get into it. There's just two screens. There's just 2 screws here at the bottom. Can set those off to the side. Actually, let me trying to find a way that I can kind of get this light adjusted a little bit. Anyway, let me do this. On top of this Galaxy S4 box, kind of get the light lifted up a little bit. There we go. That way everyone can see this better. Take that screw out. And opening these isn't too difficult. All you really do is just take this tool. You can use a suction cup. You can damage the frame on this if you're not careful, but if you're careful enough, you can get in it just fine without damaging it. You just take your little plastic pick and just run it along the side. Now these don't have any screen adhesives or anything on them. That came out on the iPhone 6s actually. That's when they started first putting in screen adhesive. Before they went to the iPhone 7 and they were like, oh, it's, you know, water resistant. So that was like kind of, I think the 6S was kind of like how they were experimenting with it. And these, from this part on, it's, that's not supposed to be like that. I have not opened this phone at all. I've had it actually sitting here for a couple weeks. I haven't seen inside of it, so that's not that's not supposed to be there. I'm guessing it's just straight up missing the shield. Yeah, there's supposed to be a shield covering this, but I mean, I expect. I bought it off eBay, and it's a super old phone, so yeah, don't do that. So first thing you want to do before continuing on doing anything else is you want to get the battery disconnected. On this phone, it's just held in with 2 screws here. You know, I should have got my magnetic mat. But yeah, you want to disconnect the battery before you take the screen off, because on these phones, they're common. It's really common if you take the screen off while the battery is still plugged in, or you put a screen on. If it accidentally turns on, you will fry the LCD backlight on this phone, and that is not. You're not gonna have a good time. So that's disconnected. I can work on disconnecting these. Okay, everything looks fine here. And just like that. This is the old screen assembly. I'll put this off to the side for now, but then when I come back, I gotta transfer that over. It's the front camera, front speaker, proximity sensor, light sensor, and then the home button here at the bottom. But I'm gonna work on first doing that charge port. That's what's gonna take the longest. And the battery. So the battery, so it's been replaced before. That's probably why it's having issues, but they did not put any original adhesive down, because I can see there's no original adhesive on it. So I might just be able to, no, maybe not. I might be able to pry it open or pry it off, but probably not. Let me go and put some alcohol in here. Get the adhesive loosened up. So this is isopropyl alcohol. It does not damage any component in the phone. I can like just literally anywhere I want, because it evaporates. It does not cause any issues. If anything, it's going to help a little bit, clean everything up. Yeah, see, now it's starting to come up. I want to get the battery out of the way first. So they're just supposed to have pull tabs. That's what holds these batteries in. This battery looks like it's being held in with, oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's liquid adhesive. That's why I always tell people don't be putting that in phones. Like it's so stupid. So yeah, this battery's been replaced before. I'm guessing it's 100% is not a genuine battery, even though it has an Apple logo. It's probably why it's having issues again. So well, that's out. As you can see, alcohol does help get some of that stuff loosened up. I should have grabbed a cleaning cloth. Unfortunately, I do not. So the charge port is cool on these, because on this model, on these older iPhones, you don't have to. Here, let me show you. I'm pretty sure I have it right here somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. To replace the charge port, you actually I don't think you can have to do on this one either. But this is an XR. This is 11. But normally to take the charge port out, you gotta take the motherboard out now on all these phones, and it's pretty complicated. And I'm down to no viewers. Yay. Surprising last time I had more people watching. That's fine. So everything on here looks... Internally looks fine. It's missing bracket there. It's missing... I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to be a bracket here as well. Yeah, old phones like this who know what's been done to it. So let's go ahead and get that charge part of the way. I'm gonna move this microphone a little bit back. Now I can sit better and look. I'm trying to. Hello, never watched. Recommended? I'm sorry. Wait, you never watched me? You just recommended, or what's going on? But anyway, actually, you're the only one watching. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm repairing an iPhone 6 Plus. I restore videos on this channel sometimes, but not really restore videos. I restore phones sometimes, and a couple of them I save for. Well, this is only the second one, but I saved some of them to actually do live. So that's what I'm doing. It's getting a new battery, original battery, new screen, and a new charge port. And right now I'm working on getting this charge port out. Basically, there's some little screws and stuff, little brackets. They gotta come out. There's also some missing screws and stuff, but because this phone's been repaired before. And funny enough, I don't remember the last time I did an iPhone 6 Plus. I've done them before. I fixed them before, but it's been a long time because like no one ever has these phones anymore. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is the vibrating motor. So I think the 6 Plus, I think this is 1 year before they got the Taptic engine. I don't think the 6 Plus got the Taptic engine yet, which is what iPhones use now and still use for their vibrator motor. So from here, it looks like it's just going to be 2 screws for speaker. Yeah, that's it. Everything is wet because I use some alcohol, but alcohol doesn't cause damage. Let me try to keep everything somewhat where it's supposed to go and not sticking to the speaker. Should I put the speaker off to the side? So yeah, 2 screws there. One of the best things to do when you're repairing phones is keep everything organized. If you keep everything organized kind of how the way you take it off, it's really easy to put back together. I mean, I don't know where all the screws go. Like if you hand me a thing of screws and tell me put this phone together, it'll be missing screws, and I've been doing this for years. There's just so many different ones, different sizes. Basically right now I'm trying to take off are the ones here. But I mean, it's just taking screws out. And then I also, last time, like if anyone has any questions regarding like fixing a phone, I'll answer your questions. I'm just gonna continue taking these screws out here at the bottom. These older iPhones, they are pretty easy to fix. They're definitely a little bit more simple than the newer ones. Even, well, this is back when it has the headphone jack. So I'm doing this backwards. It's gonna go like that. Like that. What exactly are you restoring right now? This is an iPhone 6 Plus. Let me just get the screw out and I'll show you. Just gotta get this stuff out of the way. There we go. Yeah, so this is an iPhone 6 Plus that I bought to restore. This is the screen. It basically was cracked. It was missing some screws on the inside. It wasn't taking a charge really well. It turned on, but won't charge. The battery was, they glued it in. They've always replaced it and glued it in with that. So yeah, don't ever do that. So it's getting a new refurbished screen, which is this. Basically, it's an original screen with original display and aftermarket glass. And I just got to swap over the front camera flex with the front facing, not front, yeah, the front speaker, ear speaker, and the home button. And right now I'm working on the charging port because I am replacing the charging port just because, I mean, it's cheap. Like this was like $1, so might as well. And I think this is ready to come out. And I was, oh, I got a piece of glass in there. Don't want that. Yeah, and the glue's diabolical. Yeah, it is. The housing is actually in really, really good shape. Like, it's basically in like new condition for me. There is a small, let me see if you can see that. Probably hard to tell, but right up here, there's that and a little bit of scuffing. But this is original parts. So that's why I'm not even bothering changing this out. There's really a little bit of scuffs there. But I mean, yeah, the phone's in pretty much new condition other than that front. So yeah, all the screws are out here. This is probably not going to go over too well without ripping it out, because I remember last time I done these phones, the charge port ends up ripping when you take it out. Also, you remember these things are old. Oh, that is also removable. Hold on. That little antenna. I honestly don't know. I don't know off the top of my head what that antenna does. But yeah, last time I did it live, I guess telling everyone, people can ask me questions about repair. I've been doing this for years. I have my business doing this. Yeah, see, this thing ripped already. Yeah, this adhesive, after sitting there for what? How long? When did this phone come out? 10 years ago? It's starting to rip, basically. So it's not going to be a pretty removal. Yeah. But also, so it's getting a new one, so I don't really care. If this was a customer's phone, they brought it in for something else, and I had to remove this, like a housing, I would just throw it in. I'd just give them a new charge port for free, basically. Because I mean, it's $1. And that is it, except for this bracket on the. So the charge port on these actually has, even to this day, still has quite a few things. So it has the contacts for the speaker, the loudspeaker. It has, of course, the charging port. Has a microphone. This one has a headphone jack. Some of these actually have 2 microphones on them. And some of these, the vibrator actually connects to this as well. Actually, no, wait, this one does connect to this one. It's just ripped. That's right. Yeah, this is part of it. So yeah, the vibrator still is part of this. Yeah, that's out of the way. So this bracket here, you can see that bracket there needs to come off, which is simple enough. You just take your, yeah, it just comes off just like that. I can put it back in its little spot. I need to get studio lighting. Now that I have more subs and more people watching the videos, that's definitely need to get more lighting. So did I get this lined up in there? It sits in there basically. I'm just trying to see, make sure I got backwards, I think. This is super hard to tell. So I know that goes there, and then this gives me a second. Oh, okay, yeah, it goes like that. Yeah, I haven't repaired one of these phones in a long time. this. I believe that's the gasket for the headphone jack. So I'll swap it over in a second. What do you mean by some of these? Is it random which one you get? I honestly don't remember. I don't remember what I was talking about. You have to remind me here in a second. If you can just remind me what it was, then yeah, because I do not remember. Yeah, I'm trying to concentrate on doing this. So let's see. This is the old gasket. Basically, it's just going to go over this. I think. Yeah, just goes like that. It was about the stuff attached to the charging board. Some of these. It's basically, it depends on what iPhone it is. There's different iPhones have different stuff going to the charging port. Like I said, I don't know off the top of my head each one. But for the most part, they all have charging. Oh, that fell off again. They all have, of course, charging port, 2 microphones, a vibrator, and loudspeaker attached to it. Some have Taptic engine. This one is running iOS. It's running the latest iOS that you can get. And I dropped the. Oh, it's in here. Yeah, there's a little gasket that's supposed to go in here for the headphone jack. It's just to help with dust not getting the phone. And I'm having a hard time actually dealing with it. Honestly, I might just leave it out because, I mean, this phone's a collectible anyway. It's not like I'm selling it. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Just it's actually really hard to see with the lights I have, but the gasket sits right where the hole's at. So, new charging port on the bottom has new adhesives, as I was taking off here a second ago. And it's really, honestly, pretty simple. You just line up where it's supposed to go. First, we're going to do the headphone jack. Get that one lined up. And then, of course, the gasket comes off again and is poking through. Come on, there we go. I'm just going to leave it out. I'm honestly, the little gasket's not going to do much anyway, so. If it was a customer's phone, then yeah, I'd probably take the extra time and actually go through all that. Put the gasket back in, but like I said, this is a collectible. It's not going anywhere. It's going on a shelf next to the rest of my phones. Like, speaking of, has anyone else here seen the rest of my videos? Because I have quite a bit of videos. Well, not too much, but the main ones being the restoration videos. Those were fun to do. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put these screws back in. So this one is, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that go in right here. But yeah, when I get the phone done here in a second, I'll get it turned on and we'll check that. I've seen your Galaxy S3 one. Okay, so let's see. I have that one sitting over here. The Galaxy S3 video was one of the most popular ones. I had 25,000 views, but yeah, this is this phone. I basically restored this one. And it's basically a brand new Galaxy S3. I love it. Now, mine original one, the one I used to have growing up was the white one. Now, what is your favorite phone in your collection? It's, well, this one, because this was, technically this was my second smartphone. My first smartphone was the first Galaxy Note. I only had that for a few days, but yeah, this one is my favorite and will be. I don't know if you guys saw in the S4 video I did. It's this one, even though the letters already come off because this is not original back, but I always wanted to see one of these red phones in person, but I don't like the way the red looks compared to how the just the other colors of the S4 look. I was not a fan of this. too much. But yeah, and the one I just did, the one I just uploaded was the Droid DNA. I love the way his phone looks, with the red on the side, red and black. Like it's pretty striking. Let's get back to putting screws in. That's basically all there is to repairing phones, is just putting a bunch of screws in. Of course, there are obviously more things involved than just screws, but as long as you keep track of all your stuff, don't lose it, you shouldn't have an issue fixing a phone. Now, actually, yeah, I gotta take this one out. Yeah, so there's a little bracket here that goes in here for the mic. I'll show you here in a second. It goes up to this one. There we go. So yeah, this little bracket goes in here, and this is what keeps the microphone up against this bracket in the phone. So now we can do the headphone jack screws. They're just they're a lot bigger screws compared to the rest of them. And there's only 3 of them. This is actually a really simple phone. Like I was saying, it's a really simple phone to repair. Definitely these older phones are easier to keep up. Keep them working. Okay. That is in. Let's go ahead and lay this down. And this, of course, has adhesive on the bottom I just took off. Now let's go ahead and throw in this antenna that it's probably a Wi-Fi antenna or a cell antenna. I don't remember. I don't know off the top of my head. Like, I haven't repaired one of these phones and it's been forever since I've done a 6 Plus. Here in the United States, people don't have them anymore. When I lived in Mexico, I did quite a bit of older phones. Here's this bracket that goes there. And there's just 2 more screws holding that in. Just like that. Make sure everything's screwed down in. Good. There we go. So next up is going to be speaker. And this is one thing I always thought was annoying about these phones, is routing this wire around the speaker. Some other iPhones had this as well. One screw there. There's one screw for the... Uh-oh. Did I already get my screw places? Did I already get the screws mixed up? Hopefully I didn't. Yeah, I think I got my screws mixed up. Let's see. Or I just don't have this lined up. Is it? Yeah. So if that's not that one... Yes, I don't understand. Like, I took them off correctly, but, you know, it happens. Let me just double check. I had those 2 go to that. And it's just these 3. Right? It's another bad thing about doing this when you're talking. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's put this in this spot. This bracket kind of goes over it. Over this, this bracket goes to... Oh, I'm so confused. On this antenna right here to keep it up against the speaker, out of the way of the battery. And Adam K2, hello. I'm getting super confused. Oh, why? Yeah, this is the bad thing about doing stuff on live for me, is it just takes me out of my zone of repairing, and then I'm totally lost. Say, I think it goes like that. No, yes, maybe. No, because that's sticking up too much. Or no, maybe it goes under the speaker. Oh, it goes under the speaker. Oh, okay. That would be why. It's my first time seeing his channel. I already love it because it has Jank and Tech in his name. Yes. And some of my stuff does end up being jank. But for the most part, I mean, it depends on what video it is, I think. Sometimes I'll do stuff maybe jank in a way, and sometimes I won't. Now, either I'm having an issue, because this screw goes here, but it's not wanting to go in. If you love old tech, yeah. I like restoring old tech. Now, this has got me confused. Maybe I got it. Maybe it's this one. There we go. Yeah, I think I just got some of the screws over here mixed up. Now that's bracket's correct. All that's correct. This is the vibrator motor. Bought 2009 MacBook today. Okay, you know, my favorite. Oh, I gotta take this screw out here. My favorite MacBooks are actually the 2015 or so MacBook Pros with Touch Bar. Those are my favorite. I think those are some of the coolest ones. I think this one's got to come out as well. I'm a big fan of the Touch Bar. Kind of sad that they got rid of it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do. So why is something not right? That's why. Okay. Yeah. I think Apple hardware and software. Yeah, it's cool. Well, nothing supported the touch bar really, but it was just a cool being able to like have a slider there and move it around. Now, the thing I do like about those as well is they're pretty powerful enough to run boot camp, so you could put Windows on them, which is what I had on one for a little bit. I might have to restore one day because I don't plan on doing just phones. I plan on doing everything basically. I do have some specials coming up though. I got some eBay finds. I just got to take this off right quick because I realized I made a mistake. Which happens. When you repair phones, mistakes do happen. It's just also a good thing about knowing how to repair phones is knowing how to fix your mistakes. There's supposed to be a screw right there. That's why this one wouldn't go to anything because it was supposed to go to this. See? No screw gets left behind. Now, to reroute this, pretty simple, just like that. And I guess it's supposed to go there. There we go. Well, what are you guys up to? Does Windows even support the touch bar for anything other than escape and F keys? I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm sure someone else there knows more. But yeah, I was able to play games and stuff on it. I mean, it runs full Windows. So I would definitely get one, again, like a terabyte one. Get like an i7. I think some touch bars even came with an i9. But don't quote me, I'm not a big Apple computer person. So you're just replacing the phone in this phone? It's I'm placing the charge port, but it's being a little bit finicky. No, so if you're just joining in, basically what I'm doing is, this is an iPhone 6 Plus I bought. It's getting a new screen, charge port, and battery. So this is the original screen. It was cracked, so I just got to transfer everything over to this one, to the new screen. The new screen is going to be a refurbished one, which is basically, oh, there goes my line. Basically, this is an original display, like LCD, with aftermarket glass is what the refurbished one, not this one, of course. And charge port, I just replaced that. Also, I'm doing a new original battery. I'll show you here just in a second, because that's actually the next thing that's going in this thing. Let me just get this screw and stuff in place. There we go. Take off this. Line up the charge port. If it'll line up. And it did. So this antenna just goes in there. Actually, these are so... I hate these so much. You can see the connector right there. That right there. That goes on that, and yeah, they suck. No, I don't sell any of the devices that I repair. They're all from my collection. All devices I restore and whatnot just go to my collection. I was thinking about a giveaway when I got to 1,000, but giveaways do have quite a bit of complications to them, so there's some legality to it, and I have no idea what that is yet, so I need to figure that out first. Maybe 5,000 or so. Have you seen any of my other videos or no? Oh, also, this is the battery I took out of it. They just used some B7000. It's disgusting. Yes, this phone's been repaired before and it was missing some screws. So next thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install the battery. This is an original battery from Apple, but I think this was just overstock or stock that they had, or it could be even like at a U-Brick iFix here in the United States. A lot of them write on them like that. But the battery itself is brand new. I'll just keep all your collection guys at somewhere about 80%. Yeah, I try to keep them all at least charged up somewhat. So this is the genuine battery. Yeah, it's also why a lot of them I am replacing the battery as well, just so that I know it's a new battery. So there's a new genuine battery from Apple. So if you buy an Apple battery and someone's selling it as genuine, as new, make sure it comes in this plain box, like with just the writing here on the side. This is what Apple's official parts box looks like, even up to the newer ones. And just make sure it comes in this as well. Now they might have used this at least once or somewhere, or I don't know, because it's supposed to come with adhesive on it. Then again, I don't know if they ever did, but this is, my supplier included a new adhesive for it, so you just line it up here. Just put it on just like that. This is super simple. This comes off, and then you kind of just fold it over. Once you get folded over, that's it. Now, a cool thing, I'll give you a little tip here. What I've learned throughout the years doing this is when you install a new battery, if you just plop it in, you'll have issues connecting this, like getting this connector lined up to the connector on the motherboard. So you're actually going to connect it first, line it up in here, make sure it stays connected, and then you just plop it down. Give it some pressure and disconnect it. Make sure you disconnect it, that way you don't mess anything up. And yeah, that's a new genuine battery installed. It's pretty simple. So this is going to go to the side. Right now, we're going to go ahead and work on the screen. So this is the refurbished screen. Now, you never disassemble a phone. Yeah, the phones can be complicated. If you want to learn how to do phone repair, definitely buy like older devices like this and practice on them. So this is the refurbished screen. Like I said, this is a genuine display with an aftermarket glass. is basically how this is. And sometimes they actually can be what's called used. They can be like poles, but no, this is a new frame. You can see it's ever so slightly different in the frame. That's, yeah. Battery misaligned, yeah. Honestly, aligning batteries, I mean, I'm sure if I moved it over, but yeah. It's not going to bother anything being ever so slightly misaligned. There's still room for it in case it expands a little bit, and it's good. But anyway, the home button is on the old screen. So, fun fact, the home button is paired, the Touch ID, the fingerprint scanner, is paired to the motherboard of the device. You cannot just replace it, or you will lose Touch ID. So basically, you have to remove it and place it over here. Now, if this is a genuine display from Apple, it would have the home button because there is a program that Apple allows for their certified shops or them directly, and it allows them to program the new button. So the assembly from Apple would basically come like this, with everything on it, and then you just program it in. And give me a second, I'm having my light fell over again. I gotta get some better lighting. This phone does not have owner lock, no. All devices I buy are no iCloud locks, no nothing. So let's go ahead and get this home button out. Pretty simple. You just gotta be really careful because you can break it really easy. And there's also a little trick to that. Normally I would use heat, but not on this one. Because I can't, I have a heat mat that looks similar to this. The thing is I can't use it on this because it would probably burn the table. This is going to get more difficult now on a little bit. For me, not really. I've done this a few times. So let me show you here. So once you get that bracket off, there's this home button. That's the home button. It's glued in with this adhesive. This part over here has to do with the Touch ID, components. Now, it might lift out. Yeah, it's going to lift out. I think because these phones are so old now, it's really easy to get out. Normally, you put alcohol or heat on there, but I think they're just old enough to where the adhesives are wearing out. And then to remove the home button, you literally just do that. Now, I'm going to show you something that a lot of places don't do. Actually, the majority of places, probably every place I've ever been to or known about that works on phones, doesn't replace this gasket. Yeah, they have, iPhones do have a lot of screws. It gets kind of annoying. So these are little new replacement gaskets, basically. The only thing is they're really annoying because they come stuck sometimes. So, should be able to take one off, yeah. So what happens is if you don't replace this gasket that goes around the home button, is if I put this new home button in this screen, it's going to be loose and it's going to rock around and it's going to feel like crap. So you're supposed to replace it every time you do this, which I do. I've been doing that for years. And you can also, if you don't and it rotates too much in the phone, it could break this and then, yeah, it's not good. Just because a lot of places are really lazy and don't take the time to actually do things correctly, that's really why. Because, I mean, it's not expensive. It's like 50 cents for 10 of them. Yeah, the button I always clean that. Because if you don't, you can see dirt and stuff around there. So yeah, that always gets cleaned out. You can see the dirt, I think, on the table coming off already. Yeah, see? All that dust. And this is just some isopropyl alcohol. I'll get rid of all the rest of the dust. Just go ahead and dry it off. Because I can't put the new home button on if it's full of alcohol. It'll just not stick. Do you think I should shove an SSD in my MacBook or just keep it stock? I think those have replaceable hard drives in them. So yeah, I would do an SSD. It would help a little bit. Now, if it's not failing right now, then, you know, it's a 2009 MacBook. Like, you're not going to be making it a whole lot faster. It'll help, but it's not like it's going to be a major, major improvement. Okay, that's all nice and clean. So this just comes off, not the whole thing. There's two parts to this basically. It's just, you gotta take this first plastic off. And once that first plastic comes off, then the rest of the button should, there we go. So it's trying to come up. The whole button is trying to come through that. So you want to keep that flat. Okay, and then from here, pretty simple. That goes in first. That goes in like that. It's lined up enough. And then this just comes out. Go to the new frame. You just line it up. Put it in. Now once it's in, of course, once it's in there, you're going to go ahead and go around the outside of it. Make sure everything it's in its spot and gets stuck down. So let's go ahead and do that. And once that's in, you can plug in the home button, put the bracket over, and you always want to, well, at least I always do it, I always test it out. And there's one screw it's supposed to go here. I just got to transfer it from the old screen, so I'll get to that in a second. So take this off. I'm not gonna take it all the way off right now, but so I like to feel it right from my finger over it, feel it smooth, because sometimes they'll be sticking up too much, sometimes they won't, but these refurbished screens are actually pretty much identical to the original one. So it clicks, kind of push down, rotate a little bit, doesn't feel weird. You can hear it. Nice and clicky. That's how it's done. That's the proper way to do it. Because like I said, if you don't do it, they rotate and they're all mushy and they just don't feel right. Okay, here's the old screen. And there's just that one screw. It's still in here. I just got to transfer it over. Needs to be flush. Needs to be flush with the screen. Yes, it needs to be. I don't know how to explain it to someone that's probably, if you've never felt it before. It's just sometimes when people replace the screens, mainly if it's an aftermarket screen, you can kind of feel the button either is a little bit too in, or it's sticking up, and you can kind of feel it over your finger. So it should feel smooth. Like it's always dented down, at least on these. You can see kind of, yeah, it dents down a little bit, but it should feel smooth. It shouldn't feel any rough edges. Basically, what I'm trying to explain. So up next is just up here, the front. Let me move this screw over here. Is the front camera, earpiece speaker, and proximity sensor all in one. All in one flex, I should say, not all one part. Also, make sure these screws are tight because they can be loose. And they can come loose inside the phone. So this bracket only has 3 screws and just a little bit of adhesive. Oh, like perfect glass surface. Yeah, it's just something that you gotta feel. So I'm saying, 99% of repair places don't actually have that attention to detail. They don't care. A lot of places, all they care about is money. They don't care about actually doing a quality job at all. So that is, I got someone's calling on my phone right now. I can't see really well, but that's this earpiece speaker that's out. It's basically just in here. Some parts clip in here. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but you just gotta unclip it. Basically, they come out. I'll show you here in a second. And this is the microphone. And that just comes out just like that. So yeah. So also the secondary, also another microphone as well. So microphone, you have your light sensor, proximity sensor, all on this one thing here, and front-facing camera. And the speaker contacts are right here. So there's a little plastic right here for the adhesive on this new part. I'll show you here, right here. Just like that. Also, fun fact, so you can't legally have in the United States Apple logos on stuff. So this is the original screen, but see what they do is they take the Apple logo right there and they paint over it, or on this case, they actually scraped it off. So this is the original screen. You can see the Apple logo is right there. And the one they just scraped it off to avoid there being an Apple logo on it, basically. And also that's why they also send it, all the parts, they all have IP6 Plus. Nothing on here says iPhone, nothing will say iPhone. It's just IP6 Plus. That's it. And yeah, the proximity sensor does basically is when you put the phone to your face, it's what lets it know you're to turn the screen off, basically. No. I mean, that would be other sensors when you put your phone down, but no, it's just like when you on a phone call and your screen goes off. That's basically the whole function. And this is always the part it's kind of hard because I gotta hold this and get it, make sure it clips in. Take this front earpiece speaker, put it there, and everything's got to be like lined up, and it's got to stay lined up when you put this part over. It's kind of dumb. But we'll know here in a minute if it works or not. And that's basically how you do the screen on this phone. On newer iPhones, you just got to transfer over the same thing. There's always a sensor here at the top. Some of them are for Face ID, proximity sensor. Some of them, they all have a little bit different functions depending on what year of iPhone it is. Yeah, but yeah, that's basically what it does. Okay, that's it. That's how you do the screen. Also check, make sure there's actually no dust behind the front camera. Actually, let me check over here because I can't see. But the only little bit there is because the camera has a little bit of dust on it. It can't really do anything. It's just there's dust from this being exposed. So if I touch it, dry cleaning, it can make it worse. Any transparent mods? I have not. I'm like pretty positive it doesn't exist for this phone, but I can probably do that someday with another phone. All right, let's go ahead and see if this phone works. So it was missing the bracket for the display. That's gone. So, oh well. I mean, it's not really going to affect anything. Like I said, this is for a collection anyway. Actually, I'm just going to hook these up. I can actually still get this display shields and stuff. I'm gonna have to order one day because I know it's gonna bug me, and this is not wanting to clip in right correctly. Here's a good thing. Yeah, it doesn't come with your wax. Yeah, it that would only be if I got like a used screen. Then yeah, they would come with you know, I'd have to clean it out, which I have done that a lot. Just like that, and just like that. Put the battery in. Let's see if it turns on. The battery probably doesn't have any charge. Yeah. You want to plug it in. And of course, I'm probably not going to have my charger around here. I had an iPhone charger somewhere in here. That's not a Type-C. This is a lightning cable. I don't really use them anymore. Is this it? That is not it. Oh, you'd think me repairing phones all day and then having a business, I'd have a bunch of them, but I don't have them just laying around everywhere. Yeah, let me go grab one right quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so I got a charger. I'm just gonna have to make this work. How am I gonna do this? I just gotta unplug something that's not important in this room. That is not important, so this will be unplugged. Now, next thing is it might be, yeah, it's ever so, cable's a little too short. So I can just rotate you guys down. All right, so it looks like it is charging. Oh, okay. Just about to find out if there's any charge on it. Then I'll put you guys back on correctly. So let's see, what do you guys say? So transparent, yeah, I've seen those. I do want to try one because I can get original adhesive for Samsung phones. A lot of people just glue them down, but I'd want to actually put the official adhesive on it. And have enough phone cases, yeah. I use phone cases on mine. This is my my 16 Pro Max. It's dirty because I work on my car and stuff sometimes, and it just I think it's dirty. So yeah, this is very low on battery. Now SIM card, of course. I don't have a SIM card tray, unfortunately. I did misplace that. Well, I didn't misplace it. It didn't come with one. I just haven't ordered it. So battery health, hell, hasn't come up yet. I'm trying to see what's battery percentage. That's at 4%. Should be enough. That should be enough just to show you guys here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm still gonna go ahead and turn it off right quick. That way I can go ahead and put the other screws in right quick and then close it up. Is the time correct? I don't know. I didn't pay attention what the time said. It's probably not. I mean, it might be. I've connected this to Wi-Fi before. Because right now it's 3:31 p.m. here on the East Coast in the United States. Limited edition graphite S22. I've actually very rarely seen that color before. I've gotten the parts to fix them before, but I've never actually seen that color, I don't think. So yeah, this was supposed to be a shield here with more screws, but it was missing because this phone has been repaired before and they just didn't put them back. And it's also missing here as well. I don't know why. Old phones like this, who knows what they've been through to get to this point. Like I said earlier in the video, these phones don't have adhesive. That came on the 6S. Those guy adhesive. Crunch. Really now, I just gotta put these two screws in at the bottom and this is done. Pretty simple. Might be a bit far from the United States. I noticed I'm getting a lot of viewers from definitely like the Middle East and India as well. I've seen a high amount of viewers from India. Am I working everything up for the S10? So one of my favorite Samsung phones around that time was actually, I really liked the S20 series. I just liked the way they were because they were slightly rounded off a little bit, like ever so slightly curved on the screens, wasn't too much. I really like those phones. I was thinking about getting one to restore one day. First, I was just steals have to. Well, it sometimes I don't know if it's necessarily stealing. It's just what happens is if you don't put that on and you drop your phone, then the screen can come disconnected and whatnot and cause more issues. So it's an excuse for people to go back to the shop to basically steal more money from you. That's I think that's why they do it. Am I the first Lithuanian? I am not too sure. We can check that here in a second. The screen goes there. You put the old battery away. Just goes in like that. But yeah, repair shops, like I said, it's so many of them do horrible, horrible work. At least here in the United States, I base mine off of, always doing the right thing. Because I do actually have a business doing this. I've been doing this for years, repairing devices. Not your first language, but that's good. At least you it sounds like you can understand it, so that's good. I'm fluent in English and I'm also fluent in Spanish. I'm American, but I went to Mexico for 10 years and learned Spanish, so I can speak 2 languages. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. This is all the stuff I use for my business, so I need to keep track of it. So, I mean, this is pretty much it. I mean, this is the phone. Go ahead and take this off. Yeah, and that looks... I mean, it's basically a genuine display. Most people can't tell the difference. I don't want to do an S10e transparent me. It's the very phone. Yeah, the S10e was like the smaller version of the S10s. I thought that was a pretty cool. I quite enjoyed those. I have some lemonade because I'm pretty thirsty. Also, a lot of places that repair phones are a ripoff. Whoops. Let me see if I can lower the exposure down a little bit. Actually, I think this phone it died. Yeah, the battery is super low on it. Yeah, I wish I'll have to get a longer charger just in case this happens again. I have a connection literally like right here, but I don't have a USB to Lightning. I have a USB-C to Lightning, but my USB to Lightning, I don't know where that was at. Well, I know I have one. I just don't know where it's at. Let me try looking for it. It's gotta be here somewhere. Because the bad thing is I have tons of cables all over the place sometimes. Yeah. If you cycle battery, yeah, it should be. Only takes a few cycles, at least one charge. They are original batteries, and I think they should come from factory already somewhat broken in. Because Apple wouldn't want people getting new batteries and then them having issues with the actual battery, basically. Like, I know that a lot of people say you gotta wait for it to break in and whatnot, get a few cycles, but I think they would come pre-calibrated from Apple anyway to avoid that. Yeah, I mean it's on. Let's see if it's charging here in a second. I can check the iOS version. Actually, wait. First, is this phone unlocked? I don't even remember if it is or not. It's on iOS 12.5.7, which is the latest for this device. But yeah, I like small phones as well, and I'm actually kind of happy that Apple and whatnot, they're kind of going back to these thinner phones because it's gonna feel smaller. So I'm gonna let that charge up, but you see here. So I have the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and compared to other older devices, even like the Note 2, in its time, this device was, this thing was huge, and nowadays it's, not that big. Now I will say it's wide. It is actually wider than my iPhone 16 Pro Max is, and this has a case. Low iOS version, very, very, very rare and expensive. Did you watch my iPhone 5 video? The one I bought from China? This says iOS 6 on it. And battery's also dead. I gotta get a new battery on this one. I do have 2 more iPhones I'm gonna do longer videos on. I'll go ahead and just show you guys, because not very many people watch these live videos anyway, but I'm going to be doing a longer extended versions of like the S3 videos, the little more heartfelt ones on these phones. At least probably this one. Because I already have a screen battery, I'm just waiting on getting a housing in stock. It's either going to be this one, it's going to be this one. One of these two, I don't know which ones yet. This is an SE and this is a 5S. And I have now the 5. So, I have all of them. The S4, I gotta get better lighting. This light keeps falling over. But then again, it is pretty jank. So actually, these are the lights I use when I film videos. I had another one as well, but like they're just cheap lights I got at Walmart the other day. Neither one of these are actually feeling good. So this one, apart from being cracked, but this one actually has a swollen battery. You probably can't tell too much, but it's swollen. So both of these are not doing good. But yeah, the S4. This is a cool phone. Again, the battery's probably dead. I mean, I charged the stuff, but yeah, they run down. Hollywood level lighting, yeah. Hey, I mean, it works so far. I mean, the videos I've been getting have gotten quite a bit of views, considering that I'm basically doing this. Well, I will say the footage I get, the really nice footage, that's from a professional camera. That's what really helps those videos set themselves apart, is having this guy right here. This is a Sony A7R Mark II, and this thing, actually I can't even fit it all the way in the frame, but this thing is really, really good. Wish spoiled matters and break the screen. I honestly, I don't care if it does or not. I'm going to replace the screen anyway, just because it's already coming off from the frame of the phone. It's starting to come unglued, so yeah, I gotta. I'll have to explain that here in probably a second. But the actual display of a phone has its own plastic frame, and that's coming off of that. So S4 while it's charging, yeah. Let's see this Note 2. Yeah, this thing's fully charged right here. Actually, I have two of them. I have the gray one. Actually, this is the one I did last time on live. I restored this one live. This one I was on a video. But it might be dead as well. Oh, it doesn't have battery in it. That's why. Let's see. This is the Ative or Ative, or how you want to say. Wait, is this? Yeah, that one has a battery. What is that battery? Is it an S4 battery or an S3 battery? S3 battery. Yeah, this is the Windows phone. That was interesting. You have the white S2. This is a Note 2. Did you have S2 or Note 2? Now I do want to get. I want to get a Galaxy S2 Skyrocket, which I think is one of my favorite designed S2s. Because if you didn't know, each carrier got their different version of phones back in the day. There's a few different variants of the Galaxy S2. And this one's actually starting to come up a little bit on the screen. But that's just the adhesive from the aftermarket adhesive I used. Yeah. But this is, I mean, it's a cool phone. It still works. Upgraded Windows Phone 8.1. I think it has Windows Phone 8.1 on it. I would check, but the battery's dead. Let's see. Is this iPhone? This is at 9%? Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the one I just got done repairing. So yeah, iPhone iOS 12.5.7. I mean, it's just iOS 12. Like, there's really nothing special here. Let's go ahead and test out the fingerprint, make sure that's still working. Yeah. I also hear that vibrating motor. A lot louder than me. Actually, you can't even hear that. Yes, you can. Yeah. LG G4. That's one of my planned ones as well. The garnet red is so gorgeous. I have an S3 nut color. Yeah, I keep moving everything out of the way. Let me see. Where'd it go? So I wasn't a fan of this color of S4. I'd never seen it before in person because I was trying to get a original display. I have the broken phone still here. Oh, I mean, it's just a screen now. But I liked how it has this kind of brushed, like it's slightly brushed, very similar to the Galaxy S3 and this darker color Note 2. Like how it has like the brushed metal kind of thing. That's why I like this. So it had like the polka dots and it had the brushed metal look to it. I thought that was really cool. And then this one, it just didn't have it. It's just red dots. If you haven't seen my video on it, I would check it out. But so far, yeah, this is the new member of the collection of mine. It's good. Go make sure everything works on it. Rear camera works. Front camera works. And next up would be that. Pretty classic back in the day. And this was the first iPhone that went to the larger screen. This is a 5.5 inch, which is actually the same size as the Galaxy Note 2. Screen size wise, it's exactly the same. He's double tapped awake, whoops. So yeah, it's the same size. But just the Note 2 felt a lot more chunkier. Do you have a Note 7? They possibly get one in Germany because of home. Yeah, the Galaxy Note 7 is my most favorite design phone. Aside from, at least my favorite Samsung, besides this one I just did a video on, if you haven't seen this one. This was the HTC, the Droid DNA. But yeah, you can get them on eBay. They do sell them on eBay from China. I might have to, kind of be a cool video to see. There's another HTC I got. My favorite was the blue, here, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and get all these phones out of the way. So yeah, this phone works, saw that. I'll go ahead and show you here some stuff on the computer. And I'm going to go ahead and call it quits because I got stuff I need to do. Get these out of the way. Got a lot of stuff here. Let's go and bring in my keyboard. I think I just got to capture method. Okay. Okay, there we go. Pretty sure you can see this now. Actually, it might be. Do you have computer stuff in question? No, I'm just starting out with phones for now. Let's see. This is slightly. So I'm new to all this. Like I haven't been doing this stuff for very long. But let's go ahead and get all this stuff out of the way. I'll go ahead and bring you guys up. That way I can always see what you're saying. Wait, I'm lost right now. Actually, this can be minimized. And thought I had it on here somewhere. Actually, there we go. Kind of going to turn the wallpaper on Windows 11. Yeah, I see a Note 7 as holding a gold bar. Yeah, the blue and gold for me was the number one, definitely. Make sure it's Bob Smart. Hey, Dell's better. I'm sure it is. So yeah, the Note 7's had the blowing up to them, but I know on eBay if you look up Galaxy Note 7, hit shopping. Someone on eBay did have them. Oh, I remember. It was, if you look at Galaxy Note Fan Edition, even if they're not Fan Edition, they sell it as that. Unless they're gone. Yeah, let's go on eBay. eBay did sell them. And yeah, the reason I have this wallpaper up here is just because of that one, the Windows video, where I literally taped the phone right here on the screen. Note 7 FE. A Nokia? Yeah, I do want to do Nokias. I was looking at the 1020 the other day. I used to have a 1020. Almost guarantee I don't have these anymore. Mid listing, let's see. Click up used. I found the listings. They had a bunch of them the other day. Either all gone or they got taken down because I don't think you can legally sell them anymore. Yeah, hold on. Note 7 FE. There was a whole bunch of listings on eBay. That's Xiaomi, not Xiaomi. So, Note 8, Note 9. Too new for me right now for those. I'm not a big fan of those years of Samsungs anyway. For me, it's not worth it in my collection. I do want to do, so I've done Note 2. I want to do a video on the Note 1. I want to do a video on the Note 3, Note 4, Note 5, Note 7 if I can get it. Now here's the one listing for 2000. Yeah, maybe they got taken down. Oh, okay, Samsung Galaxy FE. Here it is. Yeah, China cell phone. This seller. So this, I wouldn't recommend getting one of these because it's been gutted. There's no battery and it's cracked. So, but I do know they have listings here. This person. Search Note Fan Edition. They're just calling it the Samsung Galaxy FE. I don't think they can call them Note 7s or whatnot because it would be... I just think they're legal to sell now. So a lot of these are cracked and damaged, of course. I wouldn't be able to get a cracked one because I literally can't find any parts for them. Or maybe just one screen, maybe, but yeah, no. Goodbye. A series collection Note series up next for me? Yeah. When you buy Note 7, use a Note 7 Fan Edition battery. Yeah, because actually I don't even think I can get batteries from. Okay, $280. Black, no. If I get one of these, it has to be blue and gold. The blue color has the gold frame, and that for me is the best. Okay, so yeah, I've seen this listing before. This is something I'll probably get when I'm more monetized because I'm not monetized yet, and literally everything is just my own money, so it's been pretty expensive. But this has been replaced. This back glass here has been replaced. This is an original Samsung back glass. This is how they come from factory with all the different stickers and stuff. So this one has been fixed for sure. It would need a ROM though, I know, to make it work well. But yeah, see the gold frame, blue glass. I want this so bad. But yeah, you can still find them. Just look up Samsung Galaxy FE. If you look, you can find it on listings. There's some stuff I've been looking at. There's batteries and stuff. Nothing too crazy. And close all this stuff out. Hardware tester, I use that for controllers when I repair them. But yeah. So that's pretty much gonna be it for this video, really. Not much more I can really add. I just want to say, if anyone's here, I want to say thank you for the subs. Definitely. It's been going, 1.3 thousand. Actually, I can give you an exact count right now. You know, well, we still have 2G, 3G, 4G. Yeah, here in the United States, 2G. Yeah, we're right at 1,300 subs now. Like right at that. That's cool. But yeah, this is the end of the video. So like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll plan on doing lives at least maybe once a month. More, I'll try to do it more frequently. I'm still new to all this, so trying to work my way up. So thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Probably gonna be the next video here in a couple weeks. I do have a lot of special stuff, so let me just figure out how I close this out. There we go. All right, see you guys.